On this episode of Firehouse USA Boston, Lieutenant Kevin Kelly and the Huntington Avenue crew respond to a dorm explosion and fire at a local college.
Back of the building heavily damaged.
There was heavy fire down there in a crawl space, way in the back.
Engine 37 and ladder 26 are hammered with the barrage of calls. Freddie Adams has had enough.
How many runs today? What's that, 12? That's a dozen. I'm exhausted. They're getting too old for this stuff.
Oh, look at that.
And it's a race against time for Huntington Avenue, when they battle a burning van full of explosive chemicals.
There's a lot of poly in there. There it goes!
After a long winter, warm weather has finally arrived in Boston, and the firefighters at Huntington Ave are taking advantage of the sunshine.
Okay, now what do we do?
Lieutenant Kevin Kelly is the officer on the ladder, also known as the truck for Group 4.
I came here in 1989. I came as a lieutenant on the engine. A couple of years later, I went across the floor to the truck. It's a good house. It's busy. There's a lot of young guys here, and being busy, the guys want to work.
You guys want to be in this video? Firefighters gone wild?
We have a great group of guys here on 4. We come in and you could just sit here and do nothing all day long. You could come in and you could have 20 calls before lunchtime.
It's time to get back down front. I heard a big explosion, big bang.
Bosch 1599.
Down the back.
96 Fenway. Suspect possible explosion, approximately 96 Fenway.
A massive explosion is reported at a nearby college.
Approximately 96 Fenway, possible explosion.
18 companies are called to the scene, but engine 37 and ladder 26 arrive first.
I can smell something burning. You have to trust the guys that you work with. I mean, no matter what you say to them or what you do, you have to know that when the alarm goes off, you have to be able to trust these guys.
The first priority is to search for any victims. The college dormitory houses 130 students. It's unknown how many were present at the time of the explosion.
We went in, a lot of damage inside right away as soon as you walked into the lobby. Strong odor of gas. We immediately started to do a search.
Back of the building heavily damaged by the explosion.
The gas is already shut down. I believe it is. Okay. If you can confirm it, I'd appreciate it.
The explosion has severely damaged the building's stability. The first floor has partially collapsed.
There's still a lot of danger because of the fact that there's a lot of structural integrity is not good. The walls, again, buckled, some of the ceilings collapsed.
Okay, go ahead, bring them in, bring them buddy. All the furniture was thrown around, doors were off, walls were buckled. Went through the building looking for people in the building. Looked out the back alley, we saw a gas company truck, so immediately we figured the basement, someone's working in the basement. Bring the piece now! So myself and Bobby Doyle searched the basement. No one was in there, came back upstairs. Shortly after that, they gave the signal to evacuate the building.
We evacuated the rest of the building. We did a search under the debris. Some of the walls inside are buckled pretty good.
No, we don't need to be in there.
No, there's not. We checked. Looks like everything's out. Everybody's out.
We were watching the Yankee game, and all of a sudden you hear this loud explosion. It felt like the whole building shook. Dust started coming in the room. Everyone was coughing on the way out, and walking out of the doors, you saw like the walls, pieces of walls on the ground. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, so I knew part of the roof was gone. The skylight or something was gone out of there.
We shut down the water, we shut down the gas, shut down the electricity, and then everybody out of the building.
Everyone inside the building at the time of the explosion is accounted for. 7 people are injured and taken to the hospital.
It blew these doors open. It filled the whole basement up, the gas did. I'm assuming that's probably what happened. It filled most of the basement up, probably part of the first floor. Once it went, it was just a giant explosion. The gas needs someplace to go, the pressure, so it blows out. So that's why it blew out all these windows. It blew this door. You can see the door right here. These windows right here were blown right out of that first floor over there, so they probably blew 20 feet out from the force of the explosion.
The cause of the explosion is still under investigation, but gas company workers were changing a pipe in an alley adjacent to the building. Investigators believe natural gas filtered through the soil and into the building's basement, where it found an ignition source.
This is the biggest explosion from natural gas in a building since I've been on the job, and absolutely the most destruction.
With the emergency over, Engine 37 and Ladder 26 are released from the scene. Other companies will do the cleanup.
There was a lot of damage. Brick wall, buckling, ceiling just can't collapse all down.
So we've been back at the firehouse maybe 5 minutes. We get another call for the college. A fire's been reported in the basement. So we jumped on the truck and hit it right back out the door. All right, it's in the back. I can see it, Morty. There's smoke in the back of the building.
On the back?
No, stay here, but there's smoke in the back of the building. The detail companies found something way in the back, in the rear of the building. And there was heavy fire down there in the back, in the crawl space, way in the back.
For a second time, the firefighters will enter the unstable building to battle a blaze in the basement. With the threat of a structural collapse, they'll have to work fast.
The room was probably only maybe 4.5 feet tall from floor to ceiling, and that's where a lot of the fire was at. So we went in and basically laying in a puddle of water and just trying to hit the fire.
Working quickly in the confined space, the firefighters contain the blaze.
Good thing is everybody was out of the building. If that was to happen in the nighttime, it could be a lot worse, you know, any fire at night. But since it was during the day and most of the people were already out, now it's just basically damage to the building.
We'll be back here for this again, I bet you.
Lieutenant Kelly on the truck is known throughout the department as second incident. He'll always get 2 runs out of every one.
The gas went the other way.
Kevin 2 times. That's our dirty little secret at this firehouse. The reason why we're the busiest firehouse in the city is that we have Kevin 2 times. Kevin 2 times, second